Hey, Wealth Warrior, are spammy direct messages killing network marketing? You've probably seen them, maybe even sent them, and they may be killing network marketing and furthering the low opinion some have of our profession. I'm talking about those spammy direct messages and the system being taught by some leaders in our profession. I'm Jackie Elmer, a multi-million-dollar social selling expert and your guide to master the art of the social sell in network marketing. Now, I help network marketers, coaches, and mentors make money without annoying their family, friends, or strangers, and build a thriving social selling business. One of the tools that I use to help those struggling with social media is my killer content formula, where I take you from being unnoticed, unheard, and frustrated on social media to becoming the hunted and not the hunter. Sound good? You can learn more at killercontentformula.com. So if your upline is telling you that you just need to get more followers, that is not the solution to your problem. If your upline is telling you to just copy and paste and direct message everyone you know, including strangers, that is a problem. And that's why we're spending time today on the topic of spammy direct messages and this strategy being taught by some. Let me start by answering the question, does it work? Well, the short answer is yes. Sometimes it certainly does work. Most of the time, however, it does not. And the reality of it is you're losing your capacity to sponsor and bring those people onto your team who are truly the ones that you most want. Those professionals, the ones who get it, that have a strong work ethic and are ready to go. You're losing them because in everything that you do in this profession and in our business, from the very first contact on, you're modeling for them exactly what you're going to be teaching them and what's going to be expected of them should they decide to join you in the business. And most people take a look at that and they think, ooh, I don't want to do that to my friends and family and strangers. I won't do that to my friends, family, and strangers. So it's really not a long haul best practice strategy. There's a time and a place for direct messages without any doubt. And we'll cover that along with some how-tos here in a minute. But here are some things to think about. First of all, have you ever received one of these messages? Usually it starts with a new friend request and then bam, here comes the pitch. You accept them as a friend and the next thing you know, you get long paragraph with no breaks or multiple paragraphs telling you that you've got to get in on this. This is the next big thing. It's going to be revolutionary and you're really missing out if you don't get involved. So let me ask you, how do you feel when you get one of these? Have you ever sent one of these? Bigger question, how do you feel thinking about pushing the send button? And then how do you feel once you've pushed the send button? Do you ever feel ignored? Like you've been ghosted? People don't respond? Maybe you've been blocked or unfriended? Do you ever feel uncomfortable? Imagine an offline scenario, as I like to say, because if you followed me any length of time, you know that I talk and coach and train on if you wouldn't do it offline, don't do it online. The reality of it is people are people are people. And the way somebody interprets something in the offline world doesn't change just because they're online. So I like to paint the picture of the mailbox scenario. Now, I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I live in an area where we have a community mailbox. So every day to get my mail, I walk out to my community mailbox and I gather my mail. Now, picture this. I'm walking toward my mailbox and coming at me from a different direction is someone who lives in my neighborhood, but I don't really know them very well. And they walk up to me at the mailbox, and instead of putting out their hand to shake my hand, asking what my name is, although I realize on social media they would already know my name, or taking any time to build any type of rapport or get to know me, all they do is immediately start going into this sales pitch about their opportunity. It's the next big thing. It's got all these patent pendings, these celebrity endorsements. Nothing's ever grown so fast, and on and on and on. Now, picture this. This is what I can picture myself doing. Somebody approached me like that at the mailbox. I'm going to be slowly backing up thinking, oh, get away from me. This is scary. Would you even do this offline? Would you walk up to your mailbox and to a basic stranger or someone who lives in your neighborhood and start with this type of approach? Across the board, I can tell you almost everybody, and I'm going to guess probably everybody would say no, absolutely they wouldn't do this. So why would you even consider, or why are you doing this online? Why are you sending those direct messages? Now, I recently experienced this for myself with someone who I knew, someone who I've actually spoken on stage with before. A number of years ago. It's been a while since I've actually seen her. It's been a while since I've interacted with her. And honestly, she is a top leader in her network marketing company. It's a fairly new network marketing company. She reached out to me on private message on Instagram and did exactly what I'm talking about. Basically said, hey, I love your brand. I love what you stand for. I could tell it was a total copy and paste. She never took the time to even say, oh, wow, I see you have a new granddaughter. I've seen your recent posts with her. What's that like? No rapport building whatsoever. Went into a multi-paragraph pitch about the business and how she would love to bring me in to her success line. Well, I felt the same way about it that you probably would. I felt like, wow, I felt kind of used and unimportant in terms of any type of rapport building. And I wrote her back and said, thanks, but no thanks. I'm not really interested. Gosh, it's been a long time since we've interacted. What's been, besides the business, what's new with you? No response, never heard back. So do you think that should I become interested in this company if I were actively building network marketing again, or if I had somebody who was interested? Is this the type of person? Has she left an impression with me as someone who I would refer to other people or who I would want to join in the business? No, not at all. I don't care if she is a top leader. And my gut tells me she's teaching her team to do the same thing. And again, coming back to the whole scenario of, is this a long haul best practice strategy? I'm going to say no. If you had to answer, do you think that this practice makes network marketing easier for you or for the rest of us? Or do you think it possibly makes it more difficult? Does it raise up the integrity of our profession? And again, what are most people thinking when they receive that? I recently spoke with a potential coaching client who told me she had prospected over 200 people using this approach. Over 200 people, and she's sponsored 2. One of them through the direct message approach, and one of them who actually saw a different social media post and approached her and said he was interested. 2 out of over 200. The definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And without a doubt, when I asked her, most people never even responded. So she was ghosted. Were they interested and just got busy? How would she circle back around and approach them? It's just really not a best practice in any way, shape, or form. Now, remember I mentioned you're modeling for people what you'll be asking them and expecting them to do should they join you in the business. And most people struggle with other people's opinions. So they're looking at that and thinking, ooh, again, I don't want to do that to my family, friends, or strangers, because we fear the judgment of other people. And especially doing this online, what happens if it's someone you know and you run into them offline? Does it open it up for a very awkward, long pause or feeling uncomfortable even talking to them? So the question then becomes, how do we use direct messaging? Believe me, I'm a huge fan of direct messaging, and most sales will start within the direct message, but it's important to build rapport first. And when I say that, a lot of times people will say, gosh, but I feel so slimy doing that. I feel like I have an agenda. Well, which feels slimier? You do have an agenda. You absolutely have an agenda, but let's put your agenda aside for a moment. When you send that direct message that's nothing but a sales pitch, you definitely have an agenda, and they know it and they feel it and they sense it. And for most people, it's not appealing. But let's put that agenda aside when you're truly reaching out to people and rapport building. Okay. I'm not suggesting that you go on and on forever, but make a list of who you're going to be reaching out to for that day. Spend a little time on their social media profile, get to learn a little bit more about what's gone on with them in the last 2 weeks, sharing. Then when you send a direct message, comment directly on something that they've shared and ask a question about it. Get something going back and forth, and then pretty quickly move right into being direct about why you're contacting them. Okay, an agenda is fine as long as you approach it with integrity. And the way you do that is to say, after one or two pieces of ongoing conversation, I'm not sure how things have gone with you during the pandemic. I hope that you're navigating it well. I've been working on my side business and I'm reaching out to see if you might be open to learning more about it. If yes, that's fabulous. If no, that's no big deal. Won't hurt my feelings a bit. Just let me know because I don't want to bug you. I know how many people are struggling and I didn't want to neglect to reach out to you if it's something that might help you, like it has me and others. Take that basic script, which will be in the show notes, and put it into your own words, something that feels comfortable, but be direct, get right to the point, let them know, give them that out, let them know that it's totally fine with you if they say no. This is not spammy. You're not giving a link without permission. You're not saying anything about the company, the opportunity, or using any of those hypey, spammy words that turn people off. I'm huge on never give a link without permission. So, should they come back and say yes, that's when you can send them a link to an overview, a quiz, an opt-in, whatever your next are, but never give a link without permission. Leave the door open for them to say yes or maybe. So weigh in on which of those feels better, more comfortable to you. Sending that direct message with all types of information that comes across very spammy, very salesy, and definitely with an agenda, or taking a little time to build rapport and then asking the direct message, I'm wondering if this might be something you would be open to. Which feels better to you, and which do you suppose feels better to them? And if you want to also develop a strategy where people come to you before you ask them, becoming the hunted and not the hunter, then join me at killercontentformula.com. No spam, just a solid content creation strategy that you can develop, again, so that you become the hunted and not the hunter, so that you have people coming to you and you wake up every day knowing exactly what to post, where to post it, and who you're going to be attracting. That's what creates a lifestyle business. Till next time, remember this: hesitation never cashed a check. Good luck to you in your business. I'm Jackie Ulmer, and I'll see you next time. Make it a great day.